Yo, what's up? It's Matt Plapp, and in this episode of MPTV, we're at Better Blends, a one-location smoothie shop in Florence, Kentucky, and we're gonna sit down with the owner, Isaac, and talk about a couple things he's done to take this brand to big levels in Northern Kentucky and where he's going. More importantly, we're gonna talk about how when I walk in here, their staff always knows that I want the orange dreamsicle. And we're gonna talk about what they did to help market the brand before the doors even opened. Let's go talk to him. Hey, what's up? It's Matt, and we are back with another episode of MPTV. I'm here with Isaac Hamlin, the owner of Better Blends.
Pleasure to be here, Matt. My name is Isaac Hamlin, like Matt said. I'm the founder and owner of Better Blend Nutrition, and I'm excited to talk with you a little bit today about my story and just anything you got to talk about.
Well, the story of this concept is MPTV, Matt Plapp, but also making profit.
For
I think
sure.
a lot of businesses don't do enough to make profit. And the one way you've gotten my attention is you've made a lot of profit off of me for one reason. I'll say more than one main reason. Now granted, I'm easy to recognize by all my orange I walk in.
Right.
But when I walk in this place, they look at me and they've already got my blend going, which is a orange dreamsicle.
That's right.
So it's pretty easy to predict. That's what I wanted. Actually, the first time I tried it was just because it was orange, and
Yep.
I like the orange.
You got stuck with it?
So, but what impressed me is that I was telling a restaurant guy the other day, I said, the part that drives me crazy is there's a restaurant, I won't name their name, they're about 2 blocks that way. We've been going there every Friday, probably for 5 years. There's not a person there that knows my name. And I'm not saying that from an ego standpoint,
Right.
from a business standpoint. The manager couldn't walk by and acknowledge that I come every week. Nobody's ever touched our table, talked to us. But when I walk in here, everybody knows me. Like even the other day, I don't know if it was you or somebody else, I shared on Facebook the Girl Scout blends you had.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I'm going to probably try this. And somebody's like, yeah, we'll see it. We'll
Yeah,
believe when we
that's
see
me.
it.
Yeah, that's me.
So what did you do in your culture? Again, before we get to that, tell us about Better Blend, because
Okay.
it's not your normal smoothie shop.
You're right. So we get a lot of people that'll come in brand new and they'll say, hey, they'll look at our board and they'll be like, oh, what's this? Because we're kind of a newer concept, we're different. When people think smoothie shop, they don't think exactly about what we do. So when it all started, when I was playing rugby back at UK, I was doing these meal replacements for myself. I was having these smoothies, basically that had a ton of protein, had a ton of vitamins and minerals, didn't have the calories, carbs, sugars, fats that would weigh me down on the field. Yep. And I would have those before my game, and I saw a huge difference in my game, like how I felt, how I played, my confidence, all that kind of stuff. And when I graduated, I was like, there's a market for this kind of stuff. And so we came to Florence, Kentucky, which is my hometown. I knew I'd get a lot of support here, which I did, which I'm very, very thankful for. And I knew that Florence didn't have a ton of healthy options, and they don't have a smoothie place.
Basically none.
Right. So we opened this up, brand new to the area. No one really knew what we were. A lot of people looking for healthy options but didn't really know where to go, so they'd come to us. So we came up with these awesome flavors like brownie batter, peanut butter pie, stuff like that, things that people contribute to a treat, but it's good for them. Yeah. And that resonated a lot with the Florence community. And we have a great product, and we make a lot of people feel good. And we get these letters and stuff like that that says, hey, Isaac, I've lost 30 pounds, I've been doing it for 4 months, I feel amazing. Or, hey, I've been doing it for 6 months, I've gained 4 pounds of muscle, lost 5 pounds of fat, stuff like that, where people feel, and there's those testimonies, and that's what we do it for. And you touched a little bit about the culture, and when I come to my team, and first and foremost, my team is amazing. I'm very blessed to have the team. Ever since the beginning, we've had a ton of support from our team and dedication. And really, it comes down to we realize that we could change the world with this concept. We know that the health industry and people eating better is not a fad. People want to look their best. People want to feel their best, and we want to do everything we can to make that happen.
There's not a lot of options. Like
That's
the
right.
one thing, I won't mention the brand, but I was going to this one place around here and getting a smoothie a couple times a week. And then I assumed a smoothie was healthy. And then I looked at it, it was like 48 grams of sugar. And I remember talking to Casey, my partner at the gym, which is not too far down the road. He kept coming in with these Better Blends. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is it? Is it good? And he's like, man, I'm the head trainer. Would I be drinking if it wasn't? I'm like, valid point. So I came over, great product. But after a few visits, what really caught my attention was that your people, when I walked in, orange dreamsicle, right?
That's right.
You gotta get your punch card today.
That's right.
We always hit this guy. but they remembered it. And that's a hard thing because in the restaurant business, which I would kind of bulk you in with because you're serving a product like that, getting employees that care, that listen, that they're not just here to be on their phone or work from 9 to 5 and be done with it.
Right.
I mean, I've not met anybody here that for the most part within a week doesn't know what I order. And I see it all the time. Like I'll be sitting here, like people walk in and before they pay, oh, he's already started on it. Mm-hmm. What did you do to instill that? Or I mean, you're a young guy, so you were right out of college. How did you come up with what you knew would get people to have that attitude?
So you know how I said that we want to make people feel their best, we want to make them feel, and we want to make them look their best. The feel their best thing is a double-edged sword. So the blends will make you feel great because they don't weigh on you, they give you your vitamins, minerals, your energy, and all that kind of stuff. But that's just one part of it. The psychology of people that what we've thought about is people want to feel involved. They want to feel like they're a part of a community. They want to feel like they're a part of something, and they want to feel like you care when they walk in the door. And when I hire people, I say, when I hire people, it's very broad. I say, do 2 things for me. You only have to do 2 things to be successful in this company. You have to make sure the customers look forward to seeing you behind the bar, because if they don't, like that's how we make our reputation, you know what I mean? And don't take advantage of me. That goes broad of don't stealing, don't cut corners, make sure that you're putting the brand before anything else. And making sure that people feel absolutely involved, because we get a lot of people in here that it's their first time in their fitness journey and they're just getting started. And something like this is really easy in the entryway to start being healthy, and they're intimidated and they don't know who to turn to, and a lot of them are doing it alone. So we want to feel like that community part of it. We want to feel like you're a part of our family. You've come to us to try to make yourself feel better. We want to help change your life. And the only way to do that is to make them feel like you really, really care, like you really love that they're there, and you want to see their progress in 6 months as much as they do.
Which comes down to knowing them. And it drives me crazy. I remember it's probably only happened 1 or 2 places, but we, probably the opposite of being healthy. Me and my wife and kids eat out a lot. I mean, we work out a lot and we're making progress.
Right.
But we eat out a lot. We always joke our kitchens divorced us a long time ago. But the part that crushes me is from a marketing and a business person is the number of places that I walk into that I go to every week and spend $70 to $80 because you got 2 kids and a wife and you sit at a casual dining restaurant. Right. You're not getting out of there for $30. And
you're wearing orange.
And I'm wearing orange.
You look at,
I wear the same shirt every day. Like not the same one, but I have a whole outfit of orange shoes, orange shirts, and so I'm easy to recognize.
Right.
And it amazes me. The only place that's ever done it, it's kind of funny because the guy doesn't even speak English, is we walk into a Mexican restaurant up here. Before we sit down, queso and our drinks are on there because the guy knows every week. We get that.
And that's how
that's why we go back. But it doesn't happen at so many restaurants. And I don't know if it's the culture of the way the brand is built, if it's the way that the employees don't care. One thing I've noticed about a lot of your employees too is it seems like to me at least that they all have the fitness lifestyle. Mm-hmm. We owned a boat and RV dealership for 10 years and we had a fishing and hunting and outdoor skew to it. And I'll never forget one time we were interviewing a 16-year-old girl to be our cashier. Right. And when she applied, I said, when you come back for your interview, you need to bring pictures of you in the outdoors, ATVs, hunting, camping with your family. And the dad came with her. He's like, what's that all about? He had the pictures. I said, because I don't want somebody in here that doesn't live the life.
Right.
I hate the whole, hey, where's this at? Oh, I don't know, aisle 35. They point, and they don't even know what it is.
Right.
So what are some things you've done to find the right people?
So finding talent has been one of the things that we've been most proud of. When we find people, when we hire, when we look for people, we're looking for people that want to make a difference, because we are a startup and there's a huge potential for upside and growth with the company, because I like to hire within and promote within and stuff like that. But it's not just that. I mean, people recognize the kind of culture they see behind the bar. I've had like 6 or 7 employees that were customers first and like, hey, are you guys hiring? Or something like that, where they've reached out to me and I'm like, oh yeah, we are coming for an interview. I like your energy and stuff like that, because if you can get the right energy, if you get the right people where you can tell that they're genuine, they want to be there, they're ambitious and stuff like that, it's easy to show them the rest. And so a lot of people know about us before they get here and they just want to be a part of it. But you're right, a lot of people, they live the lifestyle, and then we take it a step further. Actually, one of my employees, Matt.
It's a good name.
Yeah, right.
Is his last name with a P? We can get some beer.
So he gets kind of frustrated because we get really, really busy. And he's like, I love the one-on-ones. Yeah. I love talking with people. I love getting to know them. I like making them feel special. And I can't do that when we're throwing them out.
There's 20 people in
right, because we're a grab-and-go company. That's kind of our MO is you get a fast and quick meal. And he was like, I like when people sit and chill and are able to talk with us. And when I'm not able to do that, sometimes I get frustrated. And I was like, that's a great problem to have, brother. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we have that kind of like-minded community, and everybody has that. It's contagious. Once you get that kind of culture and everybody starts feeding off each other, it's contagious. Yeah. And it does get hectic back there. I mean, I know it sucks throwing 50 blends out in 20 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but they're all troopers, and they all do one heck of a job, and I really appreciate all of them and what they do.
The contagious part is underestimated. Like one of the reasons somebody said, why have you been doing CrossFit for 10 years? Because I've always been in fitness. I played football in college. Well, attempted to. I was the guy that was really good at film.
Right.
But I've always been into fitness and working out. And the reason I love CrossFit is because it's contagious. I'm sitting there and this guy's next to me and he's working a little harder, and I'm not going to let him outwork me. I can see the same thing here. And you've probably got an advantage that people are in close capacity to each other versus being spread out everywhere.
Okay, break time. Restauranters, it's Matt. And if you're watching MPTV, you're obviously interested in improving your business. What if I told you could finally take the hope and pray out of your marketing plan and spend money and see results? You see, most marketing starts with the same exact tactic. You gain the attention of somebody, but that's where the majority of it stops. What we do with the ROI engine is help you gain amazing attention, which drives gigantic engagement. That engagement leads to customers to tell us who they are, meaning they opt into your email, text, and birthday program, and then we drive them to buy something. We've got a lot of great programs that can help you, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're interested, it's easy. Check out ROIexperts.net. You can schedule an appointment and we'll hop on a call with you. Worst case scenario, you learn how to market your restaurant like you've never heard of before. Back to the action.
The other thing that I've noticed, and I'm curious on your take on this and why, the part that drives me crazy is when I go into a restaurant, I say, hey, what's this taste like? And they're like, I don't know, I've never had it. And I'm thinking, how have you not had every menu item? I sit in here, I've actually sat here for hours on my laptop drinking a blend and working. I've sat at the bar and talked to the guys. I've never heard, like, people ask them, new people, what do you like? And they'll rattle off what this one tastes like, what this one tastes like. Do they sample them? How do they know all this?
It's not really a requirement. So I'm not saying, hey, it's your first day, try 20. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
that would be great.
Right? But they want to. It's kind of like a salesman selling something that they've never used before. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even when it down to like the molecular level of being a server or something like that, you're selling something. Yeah. And public speaking, like back when I was in college, public speaking is, I noticed that the stuff I know the most about is the easiest to talk about. The stuff that you're familiar with, you can talk to anyone about, just like a conversation. Yeah. So when they get back there, we tell them everything about what's going on. We tell them about what's in the stuff what's in the blends that we're putting in there, and we will have them try some, but a lot of it's curiosity. They're like, I want to try this. Yeah. And they will, and they're like, oh, this is awesome, or this isn't so great, because we're always honest with them. If there's some that I don't even like, but some others do. So, it's a lot of curiosity and people just wanting to up that, wanting to have that kind of like knowledge for themselves, which is really cool.
Okay, so let's back up a little too. The brand. What was the inspiration, like the name? Because there's a lot of people out there that are going to watch this that are starting a business or they're trying to build one. I love the image you built, because to me, when I first saw Better Blend, I thought it was a protein shake from a shelf. It had a good name to it. What was some of the inspiration behind that? Where'd it come from?
Better Blend actually took a lot of thought. My family was big on that, on helping me come up with a name. Actually, my sister settled on Better Blend, and it was down to two. It was down to two names, and I sent it to all my friends. I was like, "What do you guys think?" It was unanimously Better Blend. Yeah. So I was like, I like the alliteration and I like everything that it does. But a lot of people thought when we first opened, we were a coffee shop. It was Better Blend. You could blend coffee, you know what I mean? Or we sold blenders. they'd come in and be like, "Can I buy a blender?" I'm like, "I'll sell you a blender." Yeah. But that's not what we do.
Unplug it.
Right. So, and then people started to get the hint of it, and how we actually marketed. And this is one of the things I'm most proud of in the very beginning is I have a great group of friends, especially around here. And I went to them and said, "Hey, I'm going to make these shirts, and I'm going to say Better Blend on them. I'm going to give them to you for free. Would you guys mind just every time you go to the gym, wear one? Just try to get the word out." Yeah. And they were like, "Oh no, like we'll pay for it. Don't worry about that." So I sold them at cost because it wasn't a profit point for me. It was a marketing point. Yeah. So I gave out like 40 or 50 in the first round, and then a week later I had an order for 150. then an order for 300, then an order for 600. And everybody was wearing these Better Blend shirts before we were even open.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what the hell's Better Blend?
What is Better Blend?
And they went on, we had our Instagram, it was like coming soon and stuff like that. And we're making it look cool and appealing and all that kind of stuff. So by the time we opened, we had a flush of people come in. And we're even triple of what we were when we first opened. But it was kind of, that was what contributed most to our success, because it was people seeing it, and then it was word of mouth. Word of mouth is so big when they're seeing something and they go talk to a friend, like someone's wearing a Better Blend shirt, and we made it really, really good material.
Yeah.
We made it.
Oh, they're nice. I've got
right.
one.
They're super soft, they're fitting, people want to wear them, and that was one of the things I wanted to spring for something premium, so they wanted to wear it, they wanted to wear the brand, they wanted to represent it, and quality, it's contributed to the brand, so.
And that's one thing I think, sidebar, not to underestimate, is the quality of your, what I call tchotchkes, your giveaways.
Yeah.
I go through sweatpants, shorts, t-shirts, I have the stocking caps, and the number one thing I hear from people, my son's got 20 friends at his school at Ryle. One, they're orange,
right.
so it makes sense, what are the odds of my kids going to a school that's
right.
orange and black? But they all wear their shirts. There was 5 of them that came over for a football game a couple weeks ago.
It's cool to see, right?
Wearing the shirt by accident. But the one thing they said is, man, it's soft, it's comfortable. You know, the one kid is like, that's my go-to shirt when I go to bed. It's just so soft and comfortable. But
that's right.
I actually had a company recently that I went to their event, and you got their shirt, and it was terrible. Yeah. It was stiff. The logo was so thick, it was scratching my chest.
Because it's going to rot away in the closet.
And so I think that's a cool thing. Back to the marketing side of it, because what you said something there got my attention, because I'm a marketing guy.
That's right.
I think too many times businesses, a couple things I always talk about, they hope and pray people come, and then they don't ask for business, meaning they don't go out and do stuff ahead of time. I can't tell you how many restaurants I've seen, restaurants, bars, breweries, open up thinking the buzz is going to happen and we're going to kill it in the first couple months. They do nothing, and then 2 weeks after, there's a place across the street that's closed, 3 months? Open 3 months?
Yeah.
I mean, it cracked me up. So the fact that you guys got out ahead of it and you weren't afraid to open with a bunch of buzz
right.
and crush yourself early on, that really picked up a lot of momentum.
Right.
Restaurant owners, did you know Matt has free online marketing courses that teach you how to successfully market your restaurant? Email support@mattplapp.com to get access to the courses and a free social media content calendar.
What about the way, I don't know, maybe this was intentional or unintentional, the way I found out about Better Blend was from the trainers at my gym. Did you guys do something reaching out to trainers around here?
We didn't actually. It was the shirts that people were seeing in their gyms.
In their gyms.
But as we move into new markets, it was actually something you told me. The kind of, here's a free blend, you come back, you'll get a bowl. You come back again, you get a shirt, and then you have that third visit, whether it's above a 70% retention rate. It's something that you said to me, is go out to all these heads of trainers, owners, stuff like that, and say, hey, this is what we are, we'd love for you to try us, first one's on me, stuff like that, and that's a great idea. So as we move into the Cincinnati market and nationwide, that's something we'll definitely implement.
That was, we did that a lot in the boat business. When we had our boat dealership, we had it for 10 years, and after the second year, we went into fishing boats. And me and my dad's a wannabe fisherman.
Right.
Sorry, Dad. None of us are very good at it. My brother and me aren't really fishermen, but we saw an opportunity to work in the fishing business. Well, within a couple months, I kept hearing about fishing tournaments. And we went out to these fishing tournaments, I'm looking, and there's a saying, a guy named Grant Cardone says, who's got my money? And what he means by where are the people that are spending my money, where else are they spending it, and where can I find them? Well, I looked at these fishing tournaments, and I thought, well, one, there's a person running every tournament. And there was, in Cincinnati area, there was like 280 tournaments every summer.
Sheesh.
And I said, okay, I'm gonna find those 280 people, and I'm gonna bribe them. Hey, we wanna sponsor your event, you get whatever you want when you come to my store an hour. Within reason. It's kind of like the athletes. Like a lot of high-end restaurants will tell the professional athletes, you and your significant other, you and your buddy are always covered to eat
But
here.
don't spend 50 grand.
Yeah,
Right.
which happens pretty often.
Right.
There's a quarterback in Pittsburgh, I'll leave nameless, that I've heard has left restaurants with $20,000 tabs. But the big thing we did there was I went out and I said, okay, where are my people at? And you're the same way. That's what we were talking about that idea. I'm like, the shirts got you in the gyms. Well, if I was you, and I've told you this before, if I'm you, every owner and probably every trainer and every gym I can get to, if they can have a blend in their hand 2-3 times a week in that place, if that's my marketing budget, because everybody in that gym, the people, the thing they struggle with, they call it the founder of CrossFit, Greg Glassman, I heard him say one time, not having your nutrition in line with your fitness is like having one oar in the water.
That's right.
Is that, yeah, your boat will start going forward, but it's eventually going to make a big circle.
Right.
And so that's a cool idea. I guess wrapping up, if you were to sit down and have a conversation with somebody, it's like, hey, I want to open up something like Better Blend in my city. I want to open up a restaurant, a brewery, whatever. What would be one or two, I guess one big piece of advice you would give them that really impacted you early on, that's easy to put in place and that made a difference?
From a very, very simple level, even from a personality level almost, is a lot of people get into the entrepreneur game because they want to get rich and they want to have the cars and the girls and whatever. And people see through that stuff. Yeah. When you start promoting yourself saying, be a boss like me and have 50 cars and stuff, like, no one's going to resonate well with that. Yeah. That's why people like that, they'll hate or some kind of way. And it works for some people, but when you're first starting out, especially, people see through your intentions. Be genuine. Yeah. People resonate well with you when they know that you want the best for them and you want to help grow them and you want to help them in their life. From 40 years from now, I want my customers to be like, I really appreciate Isaac for what he did for me 40 years ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think people can see that, and I think that's what makes the culture so strong, is everybody's like that. Okay. We don't hire people that aren't driven, pushing the human race forward. That's what we're here for. Even when we're doing it on a small level right now, we're just getting started, we all have that big dream. And even if we can't reach 4 billion people, we can change one person's life for the better. I mean, that's why we do what we do. And so any advice from the very start is do it for the right reasons. People can see why you're doing it. And you're gonna get a lot better help, you're gonna get great followers, and you're gonna get great customers that resonate well with you if they can see that you're doing it for the right reasons as well. And then it kind of starts to fall into place like that, because you'll start getting good people around you. Like you've given me a ton of advice, and if I was a jackass, you wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah,
right.
I come in here and hang out, and I talk to you guys all the time. I talk to you, and it's because I like what you're doing, and I can see you're doing it for the right reasons. There's a saying that I think Zig Ziglar says, if you want to get something for your, help enough people get what they want, and you'll get what you want.
Put good into the universe, it'll come back to you. And that's a big thing that I preach, and it's brought me people like you and a ton of other awesome people and mentors that have been great to me, and that's kind of one of the main things, especially early on, that I can contribute some success to.
Yeah. So on that, I'll end with a suggestion. Buy the book Vivid Vision. Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold. Okay. He's the guy that took 1-800 got junked gigantic. I guess he's called the COO Whisperer. But the whole Vivid Vision concept is about looking where you want to be in 3 years. And literally, I'm in the process of writing mine out, writing a 4-page manuscript on what, like you're writing it in the present, like you. In 3 years from now, on this date, 2023,
this is where we'll be.
Better Blend will have 738 locations in 21 states. We'll have this many employees. We'll have helped this many customers lose this much weight. And it's really cool because a lot of times, like I would say, you don't realize you can get where you're going until you actually figure out where you're actually going. Right. They always joke like, hey, if I were to leave here today and with no GPS and no map and try and get to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I would need to have a map. Right. I think a lot of times in business and ideas, we don't do that. And a lot of people, a friend of mine the other day, just literally 3 months ago, accomplished he read the book 2 years ago. And we both bought it at the same event. Billy Jean, my coach, had an event. Right. Cameron Herold spoke. Cameron is one of Billy's coaches. And the book was given to us at the event. Mine sat on my desk for 2 years. Ryan's didn't sit on his desk. Ryan read his.
Yeah.
And I was cracking me up because I saw what he did in about 18 months to 2 years. And I'm like, how did you do that? He's like, my Vivid Vision. You did yours, right? And I'm like, no. And he did.
Looked at it once.
And it was literally, he was like, Matt, it was strange because 1.5 years into the process, I looked around and we were in the office that I had the pictures of in my vision 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Damn. So cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
That's it. MPTV.
Yes, Matt, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure talking to you guys. If you ever want to do it again, I'm always here.
Cool. I can't wait to get a blend.